the brilliant mind of a one-of-a-kind man. Will the movies measure up with the Grimes Report? The Grimes Report. The Grimes Report. The Grimes Report.
Hello, Brandon Grimes again, with yet another report.
The Grimes Report.
Yes, the Grimes Report, and I'm here with my unks, or AKA also known as the Gravy Train, one and only.
Well said, my nephew. Well said.
And we are going to be doing a war movie. As you can see,
War picture, especially since this is 1917.
1917.
They used to call them pictures back then. When we do reports, reviews, I love calling movies pictures or film.
Fair enough. And as you can see, we have all our war movies up on the background here.
Dunkirk, we'll get to that one shortly.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people know where I'm going to go with this one.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So we are going to review 1917.
All right. So this film is directed by Sam Mendes, who also did the 007 movie Skyfall, which I actually enjoyed. I actually enjoyed that movie quite a bit. And this one here, I enjoyed way fucking more than that.
You did, You did.
I really did, man. With a passion, actually. Like, I thought this movie was a masterpiece, man. Absolutely a masterpiece. I love the cinematography by Roger Deakins. I thought he did incredible with his vision. With the vision, yes, absolutely. The direction behind the camera, I thought was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Astounding.
It was well done. There was a lot of shots that were captivating, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. And I like the intensity. One thing that I wanted to say actually was I love how the movie was intended to look like one single shot. Like, yes, there are cutscenes where it fades to black and then it kind of, like you go in through the building and then it cuts to black and then it goes through the other side.
Well, there was one scene I could see from when you're looking down from a building and you could tell it's a miniature set, but the way they zoomed in on it and then it went kind of dark and then it came back up and then it was back in the real set. I just wonder how they do that shit, man.
I know.
I wonder.
I know. We don't share the same opinion on this.
We're not eye to eye on this one, no. I'm just gonna say my little bit on this. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of Dunkirk. I enjoyed it. I love history movies. I love delving into the past, reaching back,
and taking it in.
It gives you an idea, of course. We don't know what the fuck. Like, I've watched a lot of war pictures and shows, television. We got the Pacific,
Band of Brothers, which is also incredible.
Saving Private Ryan. You got all those great war, like those are the TV shows, but and of course there's before you were born there's things like MASH and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You laugh at that, but back then that's people got they got it. I know it was comedy, but it was a drama too, right?
Absolutely.
So, but anyways, these movies, I have a lot of respect for them in that manner. So I'm not going to bash these kind of movies. I will never bash them. I have a lot of respect for our veterans and people who fought in these wars and stuff. So I just found it. Watching two people walk a lot, you know what I mean? And but yeah, like you say, there's a lot of aspects of the movie that are great and stuff, but to me I just found it a little bit was fighting to stay awake at times, and like I said,
Lacking in the actual war, no, not war, but battle perspective of the.
the battle. There's very few characters in the movie. But every war picture can't be the same. This just ain't my cup of tea, I guess you could say. So, on that note, there's gonna be a lot of people, I'm sure, who thinking like me. And if I can, save it for Netflix or. But you know what? I that's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could have watched that on my big screen TV at home on Netflix and enjoyed it.
Oh, fair.
Fair that.
Fair that. But
Now back on the man who he was on the edge of his seat in this picture.
my heart was pounding.
Yeah.
There's some really freaking intense scenes.
His eyes were wide.
That wide the whole movie. Like my eyes were glued, freaking glued to that screen in front of me. Like, this movie is critically acclaimed, man. Like, it's 89% on the Rotten Tomatoes, which that's a great score. Absolutely.
I'm in the
Other
21.
21%.
I'm in the 20 percentile.
And in the box office, it only has $203.6 million. I honestly kind of expected it to get a little bit more, to be honest with you, especially coming from a Best Picture Golden Globe Award.
I like that, Golden Globe.
Golden
I
Globe.
like the sound of the Golden Globe. Anyways, sorry.
Yes.
Continue on.
So now, before we end this review, I want to talk a little bit about, or this report.
The report.
Sorry.
The report card.
Sorry, the report card. Yes, I like that, the report card. I want to talk about the actors and characters. One thing I want to say about the actors and characters is they were lacking story. Like, it was a little bit just
I think we got to be honest on one thing, if we can, Grimesy.
Well,
Tell them what happened. We fucked up with getting there. So I was lost from the beginning. Let's call a spade here, and that's probably why I didn't.
You can be honest about that. For me,
we were 10 minutes late for the picture, and
but I looked at it simply. I looked at it as two guys
being late for a movie.
Two soldiers.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that too. But two soldiers going in behind enemy lines to go and find this other guy's brother. That's basically the gist of the movie. Stop a slaughter of 1,600 people. Or veterans. My bad.
Soldiers.
Well, yeah, soldiers, veterans.
In 1917.
In 1917.
Right. I'm gonna have to give this film another view. I know I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I was not in my element. I was didn't bring my game face tonight. I was late for the picture. I apologize to you. You were there waiting, but you've had me waiting at times too. So
yeah,
this is.
But you looked legitimately bored sometimes watching this film.
I had troubles. I was kind of like, when a mother takes a 5-year-old into a store to do some browsing around, and I'm sitting there just looking at the floor, kicking stones, and
like there's one action scene where he literally leaned in to me and he said, "Fucking finally."
Oh, when the action kicked in, yes.
Yeah. In that one sequence. Whew. But you do have to admit though that when the battle scenes do come, they are pretty intense. Like there was a moment where they're in the when they're going through the tunnels and there's a scene that has to do with a rat that really, I actually honestly didn't see it coming. And then,
Yeah, it was pretty scary. But
another scene involving a plane that just had my heart pounding.
one thing that
But,
another
yeah.
thing that I looked at too is I couldn't wait to see some tanks from 1917. I couldn't wait to see some, some of the, like, we got to see the helmets they wore and stuff, and the way their dress, which was pretty cool. Like those helmets. they
Yeah,
wore
from
in
that
the
era.
World War One.
From that era,
You
it was
might as well
perfect
wear a
what they
dish on-
captured.
You might as well wear a dish on your head, right? Like.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But that's the way it was back then. I'm not bashing it. It's
Nope.
history. It's the way it was. But I wanted to see some of their tanks. I'd like to see some of their vehicles in 1917. I'd like to see. We got to see their weapons, some of their weapons, but I'd like to see
Yeah, they
more
were
of their
cool.
weapons.
Yeah.
A lot-
different kinds of weaponry,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
kinds of
yeah.
maybe vehicles, war vehicles, or
Yes.
any of that
So
kind.
that's another thing that lacked. So it's not that I want to go and see all war. I just there's a lot of elements of that picture.
It was slow paced for sure.
Yeah.
But you know what? For me, I like slow movies. Like I watched a lot of movies over the last couple of years that were
Okay.
that were.
What?
I thought you gasped for a second there.
No.
No? Okay. Anyway.
My seat. The way I moved.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
What the hell, man?
what's
Continue on us.
I'm sorry. Okay, so last but not least, the characters. So George McKay plays Lance Corporal William Schofield, and I think he is a brilliant actor. I have seen him in some of his other shit, and it was pretty fucking good, and he's a good actor. I like him. And I also like Dean Charles Chapman, who plays Lance Corporal Tom Blake, one of the
Yeah.
brothers,
Oh, right, one of the brothers.
and Richard Madden at the very end, the other brother,
Right.
that he
Oh.
plays Lieutenant
Hey, go ahead.
Joseph Blake.
Okay.
And yes, he's from Game of Thrones.
Excellent.
He didn't have the beard though,
No.
but he's Jon Snow's brother in Game of
Right.
Thrones.
Yes.
I didn't notice him, and
Yeah,
then I
I-
looked closer, and I
yeah,
was like,
I-
"Holy shit,
yeah, I
that's
did.
the guy!"
Yeah, I did. They had some great cameos in this movie. Absolutely. Yeah. So you like the cast?
I did love the cast. There was some cameos also from one Benedict Cumberbatch,
Mm-hmm.
who was in none other than Doctor Strange in the
Doctor
Avengers
Yeah,
films.
that's what I said in the movie theater. Doctor Strange.
You said actually Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Well, no,
corrected
I no, but I said there were some scenes where he was by Captain Marvel. Didn't I not say that he was by Captain Marvel, or did I?
No, you just literally just
Oh.
said Captain Marvel.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've been a bit tired, but anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, that's all I've got.
Okay,
That's
and
all
now-
I've
now,
got.
okay, we
this
got-
movie was awesome.
Oh, a quick shout out to the
Agents of Screen.
Agents of Screen, man. Awesome review. I'm gonna take something from their review, if that's okay. Which is I agree with. It's the modern day movies, man. It's it's not 1970 or even in the 80s, where they made war pictures with prominently Caucasian color, and that's why we got these two bad boys sitting right here, Red Tails and Wind Talkers.
because
Some culture that was actually in our history. They had one.
Because this movie here had some pepper, and this movie here had some cinnamon
and lots of salt.
and
So
lots of
they
salt.
could
Yeah.
have splashed some salt and pepper and some cinnamon into this.
Because
picture.
I think the only cinnamon that we had in this movie was that one Indian guy.
Yep,
that was
that
in
was
the
the one
truck.
Indian fella, and he had a
And-
short scene.
Very short.
But that I just agree with the Agents of Screen. Go check them out, subscribe to them, and subscribe to us as well.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
And-
sorry.
Yeah, that was bad. Give us a like.
Yeah.
Also,
Rating this movie. I'm gonna go first because I don't want to sit here and lie, but I'm gonna give this, like, just because of the hype and all the hoopla that comes along with this picture, and like I said, it reminded me of Dunkirk. I walked out the same way, kind of like, happy that I saw it. I was happy that I saw it.
yeah, for sure.
But it was
Yeah.
quite lengthy, and this one didn't seem as lengthy, but it I don't know what I'm going to say, but out of 10 rows in a theater, just like the
How many are you gonna fill?
Just like the Agents of Screen. I can't believe they book, like, they have a theater they do the reviews in. It's crazy. But anyways, out of 10 rows.
How many of those rows are you gonna fill, man? How many?
I'm going to fill it with 4.5 rows of people.
That's actually pretty fucking good compared to what I thought you were gonna
Well,
give it.
that's
Actually,
just respect to our history and war veterans, and it's a history movie. It's not like we're going in to rate something like Mad Max or something like that, right? Or
Yeah.
fucking Aqua Planet or fucking Neighbors or something.
yeah,
This
like
is-
just
this
a
is serious-
disposable movie,
serious-
but this is serious
serious
shit.
subject matter. So,
Yes.
4.5, and not a half a person, another half a row of people. Fair that?
Fair that. For me, you know what? I was gonna fill the whole freaking theater, but it is slow. So I'll fill a 10-seated theater, or a 10-row theater
Shit, sorry, man.
I'll fill 9 rows.
9 rows. Wow.
9
Yeah,
rows.
you did enjoy this bad boy movie. Bad boy. We just saw Bad Boy. So, this badass project. I'll call it that.
Yeah, badass project.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning into the Grimes Report. Is that all? Is that you got on this one? Is that all you got?
Yeah, bastard rats.
The Grimes Report.